Hey everybody, how's it going? It's great to be back with you today talking about relationships. I love a good love story, and I think it's so important to be able to navigate the ups and downs of relationships with grace and understanding. Speaking of understanding, have you ever wondered if saying I love you too soon can actually harm your relationship? It's a question that's crossed all of our minds at some point, right? You meet someone, the sparks are flying, you feel like you've known them forever, and boom, those three little words come tumbling out. But what happens when you say it too soon? Does it scare the other person away? Does it make you seem clingy or insecure? We're going to dive deep into the psychology of love and relationships to explore the potential pitfalls of premature professions of love. We'll hear from experts, share some real-life stories, and give you some tips on how to know when the time is right to say those three magic words. So, buckle up and get ready for a heartfelt conversation about love, timing, and everything in between. Chapter 1. Timing is everything. We all know that timing can be everything in life, whether it's telling a joke, making a career move, or even baking a cake. Well, the same goes for relationships. Think about it like baking a cake. You wouldn't just throw all the ingredients in a bowl at once and hope for the best, right? You have to add them in stages at the right time to create a masterpiece. Relationships work the same way. You have to build a solid foundation before you can start adding layers of commitment and intimacy. Rushing into things too quickly can be like adding too much baking powder to your cake batter. It might rise too fast and then collapse in on itself. When it comes to saying I love you, timing is crucial. Saying it too soon can create pressure and expectations that the relationship might not be ready for. It's like trying to frost your cake before it's even finished baking. It's just going to be a big, messy disaster. On the other hand, waiting too long to say I love you can also be problematic. It might make your partner question your feelings or wonder if you're truly invested in the relationship. So how do you find the right balance? Well, it all comes down to knowing the signs and understanding the psychology behind those three little words. Chapter 2. The Mind Games of I Love You. Saying I love you is a powerful thing. It releases a surge of feel-good hormones like dopamine and oxytocin, which can create a sense of euphoria and bonding. But here's the thing. Those feelings aren't always based on a deep, lasting connection. Sometimes they're simply a product of infatuation, lust, or even just plain old wishful thinking. When we're in the early stages of a relationship, it's easy to get swept up in the excitement and novelty of it all. We might mistake intense feelings of attraction or desire for love, and we might say I love you as a way of expressing those feelings. But here's the catch. Our brains can play tricks on us. Those initial feelings of intense passion and excitement are often fleeting. They're part of what's known as the honeymoon phase of a relationship, which typically lasts anywhere from a few months to a year. After that, the initial rush of hormones tends to subside, and we're left with a more realistic view of our partner and the relationship. If we've said I love you too soon, we might start to have second thoughts or wonder if our feelings are genuine. Chapter 3. Real-Life Tales. Okay, let's get real for a second. We've all heard those cringeworthy stories about people saying, I love you way too soon, right? Like on the first date or after knowing someone for a week. It happens. I remember this one time I had a friend who met a guy online and they were texting nonstop for like 2 weeks straight. He seemed totally smitten, showering her with compliments and telling her how much he already cared about her. Well, one day he called her up and just blurted out, I love you. My friend was like, whoa, hold on a second, we haven't even met in person yet. Needless to say, things fizzled out pretty quickly after that. Then there was this other couple I knew. They had been dating for about a month, and they seemed really happy together. But then, the guy said I love you after a romantic dinner, and it totally freaked the girl out. She wasn't ready to say it back, and it created all this unnecessary tension and pressure in the relationship. These stories might sound funny, but they illustrate an important point. Saying I love you too soon can really backfire. It can make the other person feel pressured, overwhelmed, or even like you're not taking the relationship seriously. Chapter 4. The Fallout When I Love You Sends Up Red Flags. Saying I love you too soon can create imbalance and pressure in a relationship. It might make the other person question your sincerity and erode trust. In some cases, it can be a red flag for deeper issues, like anxious attachment styles, leading to an unhealthy dynamic. Chapter 5. Expert Advice Decoding the I Love You Timeline. Now, I'm no relationship expert, but I do know some people who are, and according to the pros, there's no magic formula for when it's the right time to say I love you. However, there are some general guidelines that can help you gauge whether you're ready to take that leap. Relationship therapist Dr. John Gottman, who has spent decades studying couples, suggests that it takes at least 3 to 6 months to truly get to know someone on a deep level. This doesn't mean you have to wait that long to say I love you, but it does highlight the importance of building a solid foundation of trust, communication, and shared experiences before you start throwing around those 3 little words. Other experts emphasize the importance of looking for signs of reciprocal feelings. Does your partner express their affection for you in other ways, like through their actions, words, or gestures? Do they prioritize spending time with you and make an effort to get to know your friends and family? These are all good indicators that your feelings might be reciprocated. Ultimately, the best advice is to trust your gut. If you feel it in your heart that you're in love and you're ready to say it, then go for it. But be prepared for any outcome and don't put too much pressure on your partner to say it back if they're not ready. Chapter 6. Ready or Not, Finding Your I Love You Sweet Spot. So how do you know when the time is right to say I love you? Believe me, it's a question that has stumped even the wisest of philosophers and poets throughout history. But fear not, my friends, because I'm here to offer a few nuggets of wisdom to help you navigate this tricky terrain. First and foremost, ask yourself why you want to say it. Are you feeling truly connected to this person on a deep emotional level, or are you caught up in the heat of the moment? Remember, real love is about more than just butterflies and fireworks. It's about shared values, mutual respect, and a deep sense of comfort and security with another human being. Secondly, consider the stage of your relationship. Have you had enough time to build a solid foundation of trust and intimacy? Have you met each other's friends and family? Have you navigated any challenges or disagreements together? These shared experiences can help strengthen your bond and give you a better sense of whether your love is built to last. Finally, don't overthink it. Sometimes the best approach is the simplest one. If you're feeling overwhelmed by all the advice and opinions out there, just take a deep breath and tune into your intuition. What feels right for you and your partner? What feels authentic and true to your relationship? Chapter 7, The Last Word on Love, It's All About Connection. Well, there you have it, folks. The ins and outs of saying I love you without sending your relationship into a tailspin. Remember, there's no one-size-fits-all answer when it comes to matters of the heart. Every relationship is unique, and what works for one couple might not work for another. The most important thing is to communicate openly and honestly with your partner about your feelings. Don't be afraid to share your vulnerabilities, your fears, and your hopes for the future. And remember, love is a journey, not a destination. It's about growing together, supporting each other, and cherishing the moments you share, big and small. So the next time you're feeling tempted to blurt out those 3 little words, take a moment to pause and reflect. Is it the right time? Is it coming from a place of genuine love and connection? If so, then go for it. But if not, that's okay too. Sometimes the most powerful expressions of love are the ones that are spoken through our actions, our gestures, and the unwavering support we show for the people we care about most. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the wonderful, wacky, and sometimes downright confusing world of love and relationships. I hope you found this video helpful and maybe even a little bit entertaining. If you did, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more relationship advice, tips, and heartwarming stories. And remember, whether you're single, dating, or happily coupled up, never stop believing in the power of love. It's out there for all of us, and it's worth waiting for. Until next time, take care and keep those hearts open. Bye, everybody.